Well, hey guys, Roche Posay has come out with a brand new, hold your breath, niacinamide serum. I know what you're thinking because I'm thinking it too. Did we really need another niacinamide serum in 2023? There is so much niacinamide in skincare out there, not just serums, but we've got lotions, creams, toners, sprays, you name it, they're putting niacinamide in it. Don't get me wrong, it's a great ingredient. Now in this video, we're gonna talk about why this product is unique, what else it has going for it. Roche Posay did gift me this product for free. I did not buy it. However, I'm not being paid to talk about it. I'm not expected to talk about it. And if you keep watching this video, you're gonna hear what's good about this. You're gonna hear what's not so good about this. Niacinamide. I make the joke that it's in everything, but truthfully, it's a very good ingredient with a wide variety of beneficial properties to it for an array of skin issues. Niacinamide's a form of vitamin B3. It's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, and a product like this is marketed towards people looking to improve the look of sunspots, age spots, hyperpigmentation. Niacinamide is a great ingredient for that because the way it works is it inhibits the transfer of pigment packets from the melanocyte, that's a cell in your skin that makes pigment. Niacinamide says, hey, don't you dare pass that over to the keratinocyte across the hall because that's going to leave a dark mark. So it gets in the way of that. Niacinamide also has vasoconstrictive properties that make it useful for improving facial redness. It may help in improving the production of ceramides. Those are lipids that are naturally present in your skin barrier. Niacinamide can help reduce water loss from the skin. Ultimately, that improves hydration. Niacinamide can help in minimizing oiliness. It's a beneficial ingredient for breakout prone skin. Niacinamide also has UV protective properties. You know, when you go outside and you're just enjoying the day, your keratinocytes, they get depleted of energy from UV. UV just wipes out their energy levels. Applying niacinamide topically may help in replenishing that. So it's been used a lot in clinical studies on actual patients, showing benefit in a variety of skin conditions. There's no question it has good bioavailability. I mean, you put it on the skin, there's a good chance it's getting in and it's doing something. Additionally, niacinamide is a pretty inexpensive ingredient. And like I pointed out at the beginning of the video, it's easy to come by in skincare products. So what makes this serum from Roche Posay any different than any other product out there on the market that has niacinamide? Should you even give this a second thought? This product specifically has 10% niacinamide. 10% niacinamide, in my opinion, is on the high side. If you look at the clinical studies, majority of them are going to be using anywhere from 2 to 5%. I cannot find a clinical study that actually uses 10% niacinamide for seeing any benefit for any particular skin condition. However, there is some data that shows that 10% niacinamide can be tolerated. Doesn't mean it's any more effective than any other percentage strength out there. The most common side effect that occurs with niacinamide, well actually a few, is redness, irritation, and stinging. This doesn't happen for everyone, but it definitely happens to patients. You guys tell me about it. It's reported in the clinical studies that look at niacinamide, and this side effect seems to be more common at higher percentages. So bear that in mind. Higher percentage doesn't necessarily mean more effective, and in some cases it may be more irritating. What that means for you as a consumer is that if you are someone who has tried niacinamide in skincare products in the past and you found that it caused burning, stinging, and redness, I have a sneaking suspicion you will likely encounter that with this as well. One thing I point out in a lot of my videos is that when it comes to penetration of an ingredient, formulation really matters. In the case of niacinamide, at least the available research we have, doesn't really seem as though formulation has that much of an impact on niacinamide's ability to get into the skin. Now, I'm not a cosmetic chemist or formulator. This is merely what I have gleaned from the research on niacinamide, that basically it can get into the skin in a wide variety of topical preparations ranging from lotions, creams. So that's another reassuring thing, that if you go out in the store and you buy a product that has niacinamide, regardless of if it's a cream or a lotion or a serum like this, it's likely going to get in and potentially have benefits for you. This also has phenylethyl resorcinol. What the heck is that? Resorcinol is a cosmetic ingredient that is an antioxidant. Funny enough, we've been using it in dermatology since the 1900s in a preparation known as Castellani's solution to treat foot fungus. Resorcinol also has keratolytic properties, meaning it can help dissolve the glue between sticky skin cells. But in contrast to niacinamide, resorcinol is not as easy to work with. That's not to say that it can't work, but this is an ingredient where the formulation certainly does matter. When it comes to targeting hyperpigmentation though, resorcinol can inhibit that enzyme tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is the enzyme that is responsible in melanocytes for making the pigment melanin. So here you have a product with niacinamide and resorcinol. You have two ingredients, each with a different mechanism of action for addressing hyperpigmentation. So that's going to be complementary. Targeting multiple aspects of the pigmentation pathway tends to lead to better overall outcomes than just trying to focus on one particular part of the pathway. This also has some hydrating ingredients, glycerin and hyaluronic acid, or sodium hyaluronate, the salt of hyaluronic acid. By improving hydration in the top layers of the skin, that can really help to improve the look of dark spots simply by light scattering. Speaking of light scattering, this also has mica in it, and when you put it on the skin, there is a lot of shimmer to it. And that shimmer creates the illusion of a brighter, more even skin tone. So on the box, it says efficacy. Skin looks instantly more radiant and fresh. That's likely from these pigments, not from the active ingredients. The active ingredients are going to take a bit of time. How do you use this? Directions. Apply on clean skin morning and evening. Avoid eye area. Use in conjunction with daily sun protection, suitable for all skin types, including oily skin. I have no issue with the directions. They make sense to me. In the studies looking at resorcinol, people are using it twice a day for fading sunspots. What does this product market itself as? It is for an anti-aging concentrate, clarifying and rebalancing. I do think that the ingredients in this support these statements. We talked about niacinamide and we talked about the resorcinol for the discoloration. Now the fine lines aspect of things, you are going to get some smoothing of fine lines because of the humectants in this, improving hydration, and because niacinamide can help with the barrier and reduce water loss. It's going to help your skin be more hydrated, and ultimately that's going to improve the look of fine lines simply by space filling. The clarifying, rebalancing, if you've got oily, acne-prone skin, you may see an improvement in overall oiliness and the frequency of breakouts because of the niacinamide. It has a good track record for helping to support oily, breakout-prone skin. What I dislike about this, there are a few things. The fragrance is very, very heavy. I mean, I know a lot of you out there enjoy fragrance in your skincare and you roll your eyes anytime I point it out as a potential negative, but I'm telling you, the fragrance in this is very, very strong and very headache inducing and very off-putting, and it lingers. I hear from people who like fragrance that one of the reasons they like it in their skincare products is that it motivates them to continue using it. I see where you're going there. I do not see, however, how the fragrance in this would motivate you at all to continue using it. It's not a pleasant scent and it lingers, it's very strong, it's very heavy, and in my experience, and I'm not that sensitive to fragrance, this leaves me feeling headachy and in discomfort. I have tried many skincare products with fragrance over the years, even though it's not my preference to have scented skincare. And I have definitely come across skincare products that do have nice scents that are pleasant and motivating to use. But this is not it, okay? This is not it. Furthermore, I think what makes the fragrance so strong, so heavy, and linger so long is that this also has alcohol denaturant in it. Now, alcohol denaturant is frequently found in many skincare products, and as I have pointed out, it is not a bad ingredient. It can help with ingredient penetration, it can help with ingredient stability, and it doesn't necessarily dry out everyone's skin, especially when the product is formulated with hydrating ingredients like sodium hyaluronate and glycerin to help balance that out. So it's not a bad ingredient, but I do believe it is something that is impacting the lasting, strong fragrance aspect of this, above and beyond simply the addition of fragrance. I think the alcohol in there is really making this behave more like a perfume. If you look at the ingredients in perfume, they do frequently have alcohol denaturant there. And I'm not a perfume formulator by any means, but I do think that that definitely has to impact how the fragrance lasts. Now, as I point out in my videos, fragrance is a common allergen and it can be irritating. And if you are trying to fade hyperpigmentation, the last thing you want is irritation, because irritation starts to upregulate those pigment pathways and make the pigment more stubborn and resistant to fading. I have a hard time believing that anyone would find this enjoyable. The other thing to be careful with about this product is that if you apply other products on over it, which in the case of your morning routine, you 100% need to be applying sunscreen on over this. You gotta be careful because there's a good chance you'll run into some pilling here with this product, especially if you use too much. Fortunately, this product has very good spread on the skin. You don't need very much to get good surface area coverage with this. So use as little as you can get away with to get good coverage. For me personally, I was actually able to use like 1.5 drops to cover my entire face, sparing around my eyes. No issue there. So you don't actually need a lot of it to get good spread on the skin. More is not more, it just wastes it. And in the case of subsequent products, there's a good chance it's going to cause pilling for you. Check out my video on why your skincare pills. I explain this in more detail there. The packaging is typical for La Roche Posay serums, a dropper bottle. However, I personally would prefer if this were in a opaque pump bottle. I do find that the dropper with this product is a bit messy because it's almost more of a lotion consistency, so it can get a bit messy, and it's difficult to dispense consistent volume of drops with this dropper bottle because of the consistency and because of the opening of the dropper itself. The bottle is 1 ounce and the price is $40. That sounds like a lot, and initially I was like, oh my god, that's so expensive, and then I was like, wait a minute, miss. You use and recommend numerous dark spot serums that are $40 and way above. So slow your roll with that judgment. Do I think that this is a good or bad product? I don't like these dichotomies. I think as far as the active ingredients, the resorcinol and the niacinamide, I think that there is a good chance that you will see some benefit here in terms of improving sunspots, the appearance of pores, maybe help with blemishes, and maybe also help with redness, provided you tolerate the product as a whole. Things about this product that may make it difficult for you to tolerate are the fact that the niacinamide is at a higher percentage. That's especially an issue if at baseline you find niacinamide to be irritating. The fact that it has such a strong fragrance that lingers is headache inducing and may make you not want to use it. The fragrance may be irritating to you, which ultimately could jeopardize the fading of the hyperpigmentation or cause more redness for you. La Roche Posay is a great company. They have a lot of fantastic skincare products. They're a L'Oreal company. A lot of R&D goes into their formulas. So I do think overall the ingredients in this are good, and I would not be the least bit surprised if you started using this and noticed improvement with continued use. As a side note, YouTube has this new shop feature. I don't know if you noticed, there's a little shopping bag in the lower corner. If you want to read more about this product, they sell it at Ulta. You can just tap on that little shopping bag and look there. But let's talk about some other skincare products that I have recommended, I personally like, and think might be worth taking a look at before you consider this one any further. One product that I swear by, I have used, I've seen results with, I've repurchased at a later time and used again, and likewise seen those results in terms of improving dark spots on the cheeks above and beyond what I was getting with consistent use of a retinoid, is the PCA Skin Pigment Gel. Now this is a product, if you've been here for a while, you've heard me recommend. It is $80 for an ounce, so double the price of the La Roche Posay serum. It's got the resorcinol in it, so there's that ingredient. There's no niacinamide in this, so if you find niacinamide to be irritating to you, there's no niacinamide in this. But instead, it offers some great pigment correcting ingredients. Azelaic acid, kojic acid, glutathione, lactic acid, and milk thistle extract, which is rich in antioxidants. And now this product, like the La Roche Posay serum, it does have alcohol denaturant, So a word of warning, you do need to be careful, let it absorb fully before putting sunscreen on over so you don't get that pilling issue. So for me personally, you know, if I wanted to start using Resorcinol in my routine, I would go to the PCA Skin Pigment Gel. I would rather pay $80 for a product that I can actually use than pay $40 for a product that gives me a headache. Moving on though, the May Love Fade Away Serum. This is actually what I'm currently using and have been using for the past year as a product to target dark spots, hyperpigmentation, and I like it. It's roughly $36.95. Now this one doesn't have Resorcinol, nor does it have niacinamide. Instead it has kojic acid and it has arbutin, and it also has licorice root and sodium hyaluronate. I have a whole video reviewing this in more detail, and I have a whole video reviewing the PCA Skin Pigment Gel in detail. So check those out if you want more deets on those. Moving down, we have the Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster. This is another pigment corrector that I have strongly recommended on this channel. I've used myself. It is effective. It's got azelaic acid, licorice root, and salicylic acid. That one's $39 for an ounce. Some more budget-friendly options. We have the ProCure Rosacare, $12.99 for not 1 but 2 ounces. You can buy this at the drugstore at CVS. It's often over in the first aid section. You also can get it on Amazon. And what I like about this is it has licorice root and it has niacinamide. So that's going to be great for the dark spots, but it's also, again, helpful for redness. Speaking of redness, this has a greenish tint to it that helps to mask redness and camouflage it. It's a very hydrating, lightweight, moisturizing gel. Currently on the Amazonian, it's $11.97 for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 20 ounces, you guys, for a niacinamide that you can use on your face and on your body. In addition to niacinamide, it also has urea, which is great for softening the skin surface, improving moisture content, and can help gently exfoliate dry built up skin, improving overall skin tone in the process. It's got gluconolactone, a polyhydroxy acid, which is great for improving the moisture content of the skin, and it has 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, a stable form of vitamin C, TBD if that actually gets into the skin and converts to ascorbic acid, but it's there. The Gold Bond Pure product is free of fragrance, as are all of these. So that's another one to consider. You're not getting the Resorcinol that you get in the facial serum, but it's definitely a great moisturizer and, you know, an easy way to incorporate niacinamide into your routine. All right, y'all. So that about wraps up this video. You know, I wanted to talk about this because I don't think I have much in the way of talking points across videos on Resorcinol, but it does pop up from time to time. If you're somebody who is looking for skincare products at an affordable price to fade dark spots, hyperpigmentation, melasma, you're definitely going to want to check out the next video on the end slate of me reviewing Ambi's new Fade Cream and Retinol serums. Affordable products with pros and cons. You're definitely going to want to check that review out next. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.